Yamaha just announced that they're getting rid of the engine that has won them multiple Constructors' Championships in the past couple decades. Now this is in no doubt great for their MotoGP results, but what will it mean for their street bikes like the R1 and the MT10? The R1 is different from every other leader bike on the market, and you can tell just by listening to it. Now that's similar, but it sounds a lot different to this. This quirk in Yamaha's engine actually comes from a pivotal point in MotoGP history. Back in the 90s and early 2000s, riders were having trouble with high-siding their bikes while they were accelerating out of turns. This was because it's hard to stay on the limit of traction for the tire with a modern overpowered motorcycle underneath you. As they were accelerating out of turns, they would lose traction a little bit in the rear, cut off the throttle, stick back onto the tire, and then fly off their bike. Now this still happens sometimes in MotoGP today, but it's less often, and one reason for this is Yamaha found out that a cross-plane crankshaft could really help with this problem. The uneven firing pattern that is produced by a cross-plane crankshaft gives a little bit more time between the power pulses going to the rear tire. Now this means that the tire has a little bit more time to relax while you're on the throttle, making it easier for riders to stay right on the limit of traction. So when Yamaha made a motorcycle with a cross-plane crankshaft, that meant that their riders could more easily accelerate as fast as possible coming out of turns. So even if this engine wasn't faster on paper, it meant the riders could more reliably accelerate as fast as possible, decreasing their lap times and pushing Yamaha to their golden age. So this meant Yamaha could put this engine in their R1, and then street squids could buy it and start gapping their friends that ride Gixxers, right? Well, not really. The reason for this is to get the benefit of having a cross-plane crankshaft like those MotoGP riders did, you have to be riding on the absolute limit of the tire's traction, and you have to have a really good feel for the bike. And as we all know, most people riding on the street aren't quite that good. So why did Yamaha put this in their R1s anyway? In my opinion, that all comes down to character. Yamaha wanted to have a bike that was different from the rest just by listening to it, and it was good for marketing. With their MotoGP bikes having cross-plane crankshafts, that also meant that their R&D costs were lower for implementing it on street bikes. So this meant they could have cooler sounding leader bikes while not increasing the price too much. So Yamaha has been using the same pretty much engine in their MotoGP bikes for a while. And for a while it was really good for them. They had really good results. But in the past few years they really haven't been doing too good. Their bikes have really been getting beaten out by the Ducatis and the Aprilias. Just ask Fabio Quartararo what he thinks about the bike. So over the past few years, it's become pretty obvious that Yamaha has to do something for their bike to start getting back to winning. That's why everyone was super excited when they posted this. This is a clip of them testing a V4 engine in their MotoGP bike. Now it looks like they're not going to be able to start using this bike until the 2026 engine, but it is really exciting for what that could mean in the next season of MotoGP. With this upcoming change to Yamaha's MotoGP bike, it makes me wonder, are they going to have history repeat itself and make this change also cross over into the street world? Will we see an R1 with a V4 engine in it? Personally, I think it's possible that in the next few years we see a Yamaha with a V4 engine in it, but I don't see them getting rid of the cross-plane crankshaft. The CP4 engine is just so iconic and so unique to Yamaha, I can't see them getting rid of it anytime soon. But I do have to wonder, are they going to put out another bike to compete with Aprilia and Ducati and stuff like that? I really hope that if they do release a V4 bike, that they at least keep something with the CP4 engine in it, because I love that engine, I love the way it sounds, and it's awesome seeing them on the street. So let me know what you think. Is Yamaha coming out with a new V4, and would you be excited to see it? I'm excited to see what the future holds, But right now, the R1 is one of my favorite bikes out on the street. All right, thanks for watching, guys.